The following is a paid program. The views and opinions expressed are those of the sponsor and do not necessarily reflect the views of Radio 1, WTLC AM 1310 The Light, and its management.
Welcome to the Home and Finance Show on AM 1310 The Light. Now it's time to get straight talk about financing a home and insider information about buying a home from the experts. And here they are, your hosts, Janis Bradley and Diana Rice-Wilkerson.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Home and Finance Show. We are your host. I'm Diana Rice-Wilkerson with Fairway Mortgage and my co-host.
Good afternoon, Janis Bradley with JB Real Estate Consultants.
Home and Finance is designed to educate our listeners regarding the process of purchasing, building, selling, or refinancing a home. As you know, we try to provide straight talk and insider information. We also want to talk with you about every step of that process and what all is involved. Our goal is to make sure you are as educated as you possibly can be before starting this process. Given that homeownership is a cornerstone to America's promise, we believe that everyone who desires to own a home deserves access to the best price, highest quality products in the market for which they can afford. That said, if you're in the market to refinance, buy, build, or sell a home, and you've not chosen a realtor or a lender, Janis and I would love to represent you. We would be very blessed and honored if you would consider us. My name is Diana. I am the lender. I show you the money. As Janis says, my number, which is 317-402-5555. She says, just imagine those fives are dollar signs.
That's easy.
317-402-5555. And then Janis's number.
My number is 317-590-7348. I can handle all of your real estate needs.
And you guys, 2016, we really tried to go, social media savvy. So we want you to visit our website. And our website address is www.homeandfinanceshow.com, www.homeand, and that and is A-N-D, homeandfinanceshow.com. Definitely go out there and check us out. Also, we would love for you to visit our Facebook page, has the same address, Home and Finance Show. We would love for you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And also, we have today just a great announcement, and I think Janis is prepared to tell you about it.
I am. We're really excited about this. So, as everyone knows, it's that time of year when everyone's thoughts turn to love, right?
Yes.
So we want you to know that we heart you. Now, what does that mean to you? What that means to you is that the Home and Finance Show has a contest designed for all ages. Visit our website at www.homeandfinanceshow.com. Click on the contest graphic on the homepage and take a simple 5-question survey. Now, what this will do, it will enter you into a drawing for a $100 gift certificate at Hyde Park Steakhouse in downtown Indianapolis. So, deadlines for entries is 12 noon on Friday, February the 10th. We will announce the winner during our show on Saturday, February the 11th. Good luck and happy Valentine's Day from the Home and Finance Show. I'm going to repeat it one more time. www.homeandfinanceshow.com. Click on the contest graphic on the homepage and takes 5 simple questions for a survey. $100 gift certificate to Hyde Park Steakhouse. If you Google their webpage, I believe they have like 7 or 8 different menu areas just even for the steak alone.
That's awesome.
All righty. Okay.
That's awesome.
That's
Wonderful,
what we've got.
Janis. Spread the love, you guys. Well, again, thank you for joining us, Home and Finance Show family. We absolutely love it. We appreciate you. We have just a lot of wonderful things planned for 2017, wonderful show topics and that sort of thing. We have a wonderful guest today who Janis will introduce a little later. But what we want to get started with is just kind of some up-to-date, hot off-the-press information about what's going on in the marketplace, because we definitely want to keep you in that loop, definitely. And so I'm going to ask Janis that you go first with information you want to share with our listening audience.
Well, you know what? When we say keeping you in the loop, we need to stay in the loop, all of us. I've got some information that I do want to share with you. And you know that saying, they say, I'm just saying? Okay, well, I'm just saying. Okay. So what I want to share with you, It's just kind of the statistics is what's going around in Marion County, other counties, in your areas that you need to know what's happening. So, for instance, neighborhoods and community such as Fletcher Place, Fountain Square, Meridian Kessler, Irvington, South Broad Ripple, and downtown are among the strongest areas in the metro area. So this is, it offers a mixed market in Marion County. But again, these are where the hot areas are: Fletcher Place, Fountain Square, Meridian, Kessler, Irvington, South Broad Ripple, and downtown. Some other information that I kind of wanted to share.
So what does that mean? Now, what does that mean to people buying?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Did I just not say that this is where the hot spots are? Then I didn't say the hot spots, but maybe that's what she was looking for. She'll catch me. She'll catch me, and I'll get her back. But anyway, these are the hot communities, because actually Marion County kind of lags in some of the areas that I'm going to share some more information about. So Diana wants to make sure that I'm letting you know that in Marion County, these would be your hot spots, okay? Again, so hopefully that helps everybody, because everybody's talking about Fountain Square.
Yeah. And the main thing, too, another thing, if you're selling your home in any of these areas, well, first of all, everybody has to be getting the postcards in the mail. Please, we're interested in buying your home.
Absolutely.
It's not everybody getting them.
Right.
Everybody
wherever
is getting
you are.
Wherever you live, you're getting these postcards 9 chances out of 10 that's saying, hey, we're interested in buying your home. My recommendation would be always you pick who you have represent you in buying or selling anything. Don't let someone come to you with that. You pick them. So one thing that has happened in some of these hot areas Janis is talking about, which has historically happened, is the folks that follow these areas long before they become news, they get in and offer prices that the owners have no idea. They are excited about those offers, but they don't really recognize what the value is of their asset. So they might agree to a much lower price than what they could actually get. So if you are a seller living in these areas, sometimes that's the older people who might be transitioning into some other housing, maybe living with a family member. Be sure that you get someone to represent you that knows what they're doing, that understands the value of these neighborhoods, so that you're not giving your house away. And Janis's number, because she is our
317-590-7348. And Diana, with that information that you just shared, there just might be some cases, where again, someone does want to make some changes, maybe, upgrade, modification, whatever. However, like you said, you need to really kind of see what your options are. Maybe your option is, maybe you're in a position that you can still buy another property,
Right.
Okay,
Exactly.
and that become a rental property or something of that nature in order to keep, you investment wise, that you've got some money invested in home ownership or in real estate. So there are some different options that you really do have. Now let's talk a little bit about again, I'm just going to do this real quickly, and I'm going to continue to say this on a couple of shows. So we just talked a little bit about Marion County, the hot spots, but in Marion County, the closed sales was up 15%. Now, this is over last year. And the average sales price was around $135,000. Now, listen to this. The new building permits was 731.
Okay.
731. Let's talk a little bit about your your townships. Pike Township was up almost 4%. Average sales price $128. Washington Township up almost 9% up as far as the increase. 270,000. Can't get it out. That's your average sales price. Lawrence was up. Average sales price is $157. Wayne, even though it went up, average sales price is $71. Let's see. Center Township, well, we talked about that a little bit. Warren, up almost 13%. Average sales price $82. Decatur, average sales price around $94. Perry Township, average price around $117. Franklin, and these are your townships, up around $100. Your average price is $147. Now listen to this. Hamilton, which of course includes Carmel and Fisher. All right, it's up 21% over last year. 21%. Average home price is $251,000. Now get this. new building permits. 1,900.
Mm-hmm.
1,900, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just giving you the word. So I'm just saying, as I said. Okay.
And that's where the land is.
Yes, where the land,
because
exactly.
Marion County is pretty much already saturated.
Exactly. Hendricks County up 21%, and the average sales price is 171. New permits are 695. Johnson County, this was kind of interesting. It's up 25%. The average sales price is 155, and the building permits are 623. So you may really want to just talk to your realtor or give me a call. Or I think what I'm really just trying to share with you is that you need to know what's happening in your town.
Exactly.
Really, and how it can affect you.
Right.
And and again, maybe you just need to consider moving into another area just because of the fact of the value of homes, because this is what it is. I mean, when you're talking about almost 1,900 new building permits in Hamilton County.
Right.
And while we're talking, you guys, new construction, I went to a meeting last week, and new construction is even going to be hotter this year.
I feel the steam.
Okay.
I feel it's more than my hot flash.
Okay.
Hey, good afternoon, Mayhem. Thank you for calling the Home and Finance Show. Go ahead with your question or comment.
Hey, how's it going? I didn't want to mess up your flow. I wanted to call before you start flowing, but you're flowing. You're always flowing. I wanted to ask you, could you? I'm not trying to be funny now. Could you kind of go back over your commentary and kind of break that down? Because I notice a lot of people are getting advice or being deceived out of their homes by close relatives, if you know what I'm saying. And you said that Meridian Kessler and all that, we done like maybe remodel, maybe about 4 or 5 houses this in the last 2 weeks. Outside companies coming in buying houses low, selling them high, maybe buying a house.
All over.
Buying a house for maybe 20, selling it for about maybe $250. And like you said, it is hot. But I want to ask you a question. What you think about our new president raising the interest rate? Is that going to hurt anything? And do you see it slowing down because of that, dealing with what he said yesterday? But I really don't see it. But I just want to get your opinion on that. And once again, you're doing a good job. And kind of tell people, don't listen to relatives that don't have real estate license. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Let me just, Janis, did you have anything else you
No,
wanted to finish?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I think it was last week when we were here. We were
Week
announcing
before last.
good news, or week before last, we were announcing great news that there was a reduction in the monthly MIP. And that's MIP stands for Mortgage Insurance Premium. And that's similar to PMI, very similar function. But the MIP applies to the FHA loan. And so what had happened was HUD had announced that they were reducing the MIP. Typically, in my world, we're dealing with 0.85% monthly MIP. They were reducing that to 0.60, which was like 0.25% reduction. And that was a good thing. I mean, that was a good thing. On average, I'm going to say that was about $20 on the month, or $20 reduction in the monthly payment. Could be a little more if you're buying a more expensive home. But anyway, that was effective with loans closing on January the 27th. So yesterday, that all got wiped away. It got wiped away with the incoming administration. And so the FHA MIP is going to stay the same for now. And I will use the words for now. I sort of feel, based on what I understand, it could have been a political move because it was a change that was made by the outgoing administration right toward the end, and maybe the incoming administration, this is Diana Rice-Wilkerson thinking, didn't like it because, not thinking in terms of how it would affect the homeowner. So I'm going to say for right now that has been revoked or suspended, and hopefully that will come back. But what it means, and God, Janis, we have this saying that says, keep the main thing, okay? So we can have multiple feelings about things, and we think it's awful. I mean, we in the industry think it's awful. We don't like it, but it was a $20 difference on your monthly payment. You should not allow that to stop you from pursuing your dream of home ownership. At the same time, interest rates themselves have kind of started to trickle down a little bit. So there's probably going to ultimately be an offset there. And that's what we're looking for. While what was done was really, we were all caught off guard by it. I don't think it's ever been done probably in the history of mortgage finance. What we're going to say at this point, financially, it does not seem to have such a major impact on a person that it would stop them from being able to afford a home. And certainly we don't want you to let that get in the way of you pursuing financing if that's what you are wanting to do, is to become a homeowner. I want to dial back also to those neighborhoods that Janis mentioned. I'm just going to challenge every real estate agent out there who is representing clients. You know, if you're not familiar with what's going on in these communities, then you should, I'm going to say up the ante and learn about them. You can make a phone call to the community development corporations. They're happy to explain to you what's going on in their communities. I think one of the things we want to do a better job of is when people come in and say, hey, I want to buy a home. And I really feel like a lot of those who are looking for opportunities to build wealth, it is in the central Indianapolis area. That's where you find a lot of these communities, right, where you're seeing this appreciation that is like unprecedented. And so these are great opportunities where you go in and you buy low, and low might be $125,000, but maybe in a year or two you may have a home worth $175 or $250, and that has happened. I have actually seen that happen myself. So, be aware, especially if you're that independent young professional, maybe you're without children, although there's some great opportunities, great schools in the city now. Just expand your horizons, explore everything before you lock into you want to be in a suburb. And so these very communities right here, they're just rich with culture. They're rich with all kinds of unique things that they bring to a community. Lots of folks want that anymore, as opposed to the standard cookie cutter way communities look. So definitely, if you are not familiar with those communities, give them a call, and this community development corporations, they'll be happy to tell you. Also, there might even be grant funds to help people become homeowners in those neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm. And also, just the very fact, there might be some homes that I think Mayhem made a comment, maybe they're distressed properties or something. Yeah. And, with the 203K program, yep, the rehab program, that is something else that can help the home buyer do what they need to do and be in that kind of a community. So there are all kind of options. Yes. But you need to really kind of take a look at seeing what's happening around you, and don't, get passed by, especially with the home buying process. There's no ifs and buts about it.
Yes.
He made a comment asking about the rate, and I think the rates have kind of been going up and down a little bit anyway. But the meeting I went to last week, when the big dogs were talking, they just don't see it may be raising some, but not enough to keep any buyer from buying a home.
And I'm a big dog, and I agree.
You are a big dog. Oh, so my goodness! Yeah, remember, she has the number signs.
Rates
dollar
are
signs.
Rates are no issue at this point. But what is important is, guys, if you're deciding to buy. Because while rates might be going down, rules might be changing that make it tighter for you to get a home. So you can't, this is like a industry with a lot of moving pieces. Mm-hmm, the main thing that you can do, lock in on somebody you trust to be your lender and your realtor. Janis and I love to work together, but we don't have to work together. If you have a lender and you want an outstanding realtor, well, you already know you got Janis. If you have a realtor and you want a great lender, I would be happy to help you, but there are other great lenders out there. But the main thing is, you cannot keep up with this industry and totally understand it, so forget it. You can get yourself totally confused. We're for. Straight talk.
You're real estate professionals.
You're going to get yourself confused, all twisted, and possibly some people have actually gotten out of the process because it became too much. Well, in that case, to me, what maybe I want to suggest you might have been missing was either you were working with great people, and you as the borrower and the buyer, you got to tell people what you want. I like my information this way. Diana, I need the details. I need the backstory. Some people say, I don't need the backstory. I just need to know I have a fixed rate product and my payment's not going to be over $1,000 and I'm going to have a good house. But you deserve whatever it is you need. My point, make sure you're working with trusted folks and listen to what they're saying. Challenge them if you don't agree or totally understand. Our job is to help you understand and give you as much information as you need. I'm going to make one other point, and then we're going to introduce our guests. We've mentioned this term called 203K. This is an FHA loan that is specifically designed so you can do remodeling and rehab. It can be used when you're purchasing a property. It can be used on a property you already own. The main thing is it has to be an owner-occupied property. Some people have lived in their homes for a number of years. They love their neighborhoods. They love their neighbors. They don't want to move. This may be a perfect product for you to, in your current home, make those renovations and that remodeling that you desire in your current home. Some people know they want to sell their home. They want top dollar for that, but maybe there's some upgrades or things that they need. Again, this could be that program that you may want to go ahead and invest in, get your home remodeled so that you can put it on the market later. Some people want to buy a home and the home is missing the furnace or it's missing the water heater and it's missing kitchen cabinets, but otherwise you love it. It has the space, it has everything. It's called the 203K. Now, what's so, I don't know, I want to say the thing about the 203K, unique, thank you, Janis,
You're welcome.
is it's complicated. It's complicated. So you don't see a lot of lenders that offer it, and some of them that offer it are not proficient at it. So we tend to back away from what we don't understand. But this is the product on the FHA side that is honestly amazing. And rehab is rehab. So, you know, you're going to be kind of maybe in a situation for a minute where you don't have access to your home or all your rooms. But at the end of the day, I think you're going to love that end result.
And increased value, too.
Increased value as well. So, again, it's the 203K. My number is 317-402-5555 if you have questions about that program. And we do have a guest, and we want to get to him because we want you guys to call in with your questions. I'm going to let Janis introduce him.
Great, great. Well, our good friend from Indiana Housing. Now, of course, the real name is Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority. But I'm old school. I'm going to still call it Indiana Housing because it's easier for me. But we have Mark Doud with us. Thank you very, very much, Mark, for coming with us. And he is the account manager, and he has so much information to share with us because, again, we want you to know all your different options because you do have them.
Yes, and you know what, Mark, we love you, but I'm going to say put a pin in it for a minute because guess what? Janis needs to remind our audience about our contest.
All righty, here we go. All righty, again, it's that time of the year again when everyone's thoughts turns to love. So we want to let you know that we're working on a contest for you. The Home and Finance Show has a contest designed for all ages. Visit our website at www.homeandfinanceshow.com. Click on the contest graphic on the homepage and take a simple 5-question survey. Now, this is going to enter you into a drawing for $100 gift certificate to Hyde Park Steakhouse in downtown Indianapolis. Now, the deadline for the entries is 12 noon on Friday, February the 10th. We are going to announce the winner on our show February the 11th on Saturday. So, again, don't forget. Just go to our website and take it from there.
You can do it right now.
All righty.
Okay. And so, Mark, welcome to the Home and Finance Show.
Thank you. I'm pleased to be here.
You are. We're pleased to have you on this wonderful Saturday afternoon. And you just said, heck, this weather is great, so I'm just going to come in without a coat, right? Okay. And everybody I know is sick as a dog because of this crazy weather. You know what, Mark? Just take a minute and again, you know, the listening audience, we have all kind of people listening to us, and you know we just don't know enough about everything. Okay, so tell us about Indiana Housing, what it is, what it means to the community, please.
Well, Indiana Housing, the division I work in and know the most about is the home ownership division. So our goal is to put people who are responsible and ready financially to be in a home, to get them into a home. And we do that with the help of the lending community and the realtors. We don't do the credit underwriting. We leave that up to the experts who are your lender. And we have about 70 or so participating lenders across the state of Indiana.
Wow.
Including
Fairway, one of our top lenders, I might add. But what we offer, and we offer it through the lenders, is we offer we try to offer different. I refer to them as tools, tools that the realtors can tell to their customers or clients, tools that the lending community can use to help people just maybe get over that edge and become homeowners. So our most popular product is called Next Home. It offers a down payment assistance, and you can get this assistance, but either going FHA or conventional, and that is something you'd have to determine with your lender as you kind of work through the process. But if you go FHA, we offer 3.5% of the down payment that you would need to purchase a home.
That's required anyway with FHA.
That's right.
Great.
Yeah. So that's money that a potential home buyer does not have to bring to closing. They, they can keep some money back if they need it to do a few repairs, or they just want to have a fund to make maintenance, to do maintenance once they have the home. So it frees up quite a bit of cash, for the home buyer. And it's a great product because if the home buyer, once they are in the home, stay in the home for just 2 years, then that down payment assistance that comes in the form of a second lien is forgiven. They don't have to pay anything back. There's not a lump sum or an interest amount at the end of 2 years they have to pay back. They don't even have to go down to the county clerk's office and ask for the lien. It's forgiven. It goes away. So it's a great product for especially people who are maybe first-time home buyers. You do not have to be a first-time home buyer to use
And
the
I
product.
think that's the very important part, that you do not have to be a first home buyer. If I remember correctly, when Next Home came out, right after the bust and everything, and people just couldn't move into another home just simply because they didn't have any money to work with. Right. So that Next Home, the fact that you didn't have to be a first home buyer, I think is great.
Yeah, and it was designed for that. Just the way it's structured financially. We put our deals together. We don't use state taxpayer dollars for our programs. They're all funded through the financing of the loans themselves, either in the secondary market or in through bonds that the Housing Finance Authority can make.
Okay.
But yes, it was intended to help people who, after the I don't know if I'm using the right term here, real estate meltdown or bust, or when people lost equity in their homes.
Right.
A lot of people lost jobs, and it was just a very tumultuous time. But it was intended to kind of create equity for people that wanted to get into another house, needed to get into another house. Maybe their family has grown, but they lost that equity when the market dropped.
Yes.
So by giving them this 3.5%, if it's FHA, if it's a conventional loan, it's 3%. But giving them that money to work with at the front end was intended to help kind of keep the housing stock moving along and trying to free up kind of, the engine kind of seized up for a time there. That program was intended in Indiana anyways, to kind of get the housing market moving again and get people kind of back to what they have come to expect with your housing market.
Great.
So that's that program. It's remained popular ever since.
Great. And what else do we have? What other programs does Indiana Housing have to help the home buyers?
Well, that is our most popular product. We came up with a new product in June of last year. It also offers a down payment assistance, and it's a little bit different though. It's in some ways it can be more attractive. It is a down payment assistance. It's for an FHA loan lending only.
Okay.
So you can't use it if you want to go conventional, but it offers the 3.5% of the down payment that you need going FHA, but it's a grant, so they don't have to pay that back like they do with Next Home if they were to move within 2 years. So with this product here, if you maybe have a buyer that's concerned, their job in a year and a half, they could find themselves in Nebraska or something, at another location, just because of the nature of their job.
Because of that 2 years.
Yeah, and they don't want to have to worry about paying back $3,000 or more. This program here takes away that fear from a buyer.
So question I have for you and Diana. Diana, since you show me the money, so how do you determine which program, down payment assistance program, what he's just described? And can you kind of give it, share that a little bit, what buyer it would be and why they go here and why they would go there?
Generally, the way I do it with my customers, what we found is that the Next Home which is the one that has the grant that you would pay back if you were to sell within 2 years. That program, which carries a little bit of a higher interest rate, you can also combine with the mortgage credit certificate, which is the one where the government gives you a 20% rebate or more through the life of the loan of your mortgage interest that you pay. So net, that program is the better program. It's what we found when we do the math. The other program, some people mentally just do not want to lien a second lien, even though it's a second, they don't have any payments on either one of these. They just feel better about not having a lien. They may feel better because the interest rate's about 0.5% lower. So they want the lowest interest rate. They just want it something they personally feel comfortable with. Just keep it simple.
Again, options.
Options. I got this low rate. I don't have to have any restrictions, like pay it back if something happens within 2 years. I don't understand liens. I don't want to have more than one lien on my property. So I love this option because for that person who would be like really scared about trying to understand the lien part, that gets away, and it's 0.5% lower. Normally when I explain both, most people opt for the higher where they can combine the MCC because net they're going to be paying less overall. But then for those buyers who like market is describing, maybe they know they're going to be relocating within that 2-year period. There's a potentiality. Maybe I'm going to get married potentially, and we want to go buy another house. So those
anything can happen.
Anything can happen, and I don't want to really be locked into paying back that second.
Okay.
Thank you for calling the Home and Finance Show, Jerry. Please go ahead with your question or comment.
How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. The INHP, the program they have where you go through to get your housing finance. Who is over that program?
Now, INHP is a completely different agency. So this is who we have in the studio today is the state agency, Indiana Housing, but the Indianapolis Neighborhood Housing Partnership is a separate nonprofit organization.
Okay. Oh, they're considered nonprofit.
Yeah, they're not for profit. Exactly. They're not a state agency.
Okay.
Does that help you?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just call out there and see who's over the program.
Okay. Thank you for
Jerry.
calling. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay. And do we have any other products or programs at Indiana Housing?
Well, I'll just mention Diana mentioned the MCC, the Mortgage Credit Certificate. That's a great program. Again, you have to work with your lender well on using that program because there are some restrictions related to that as far as whether you're going to stay in your home for how long. How long do you expect to stay in your home?
Okay.
But it is a great program because if you sign up with that program when you purchase the house, and that's the only time you can really do it, that program for the next 30 years, or as long as you reside in that home, you will get a tax credit against your federal taxes. So it can be a great benefit. We try to make sure, and Diana knows this, that when the lenders are talking to the home buyers and talking about this product, make sure they do have a federal tax liability that they have to pay. Otherwise, they don't really gain anything. They don't get an extra $2,000 check in the mail or something. If they sign up for it but don't pay federal taxes. So, but it is a tremendous program. It's kind of administered through the federal government. It hasn't changed a whole lot. So we are the state entity, just like in other states, the similar housing and finance authorities.
But that comes from the federal.
It comes from the federal. It's not something.
So the state and federal is mixed together.
Yeah, we kind of administer the program.
Okay.
But it is a federally. Its rules are determined by federal government, federal legislation, and
question.
It's been around for some time.
Excuse me. Question. So suppose someone was work with a lender and they did get the down payment assistance, okay, but the MCC was not presented to them. Now, it hasn't been a year. Let's say they just did this 2 or 3 months ago. So would they still be in a position or to get that MCC, or it has to be done at the time that you take of the loan? Okay.
Yes.
And not all lenders sign up for all programs. You can pick and choose. Like Indiana Housing has several programs, but some lenders may only pick one. So when that particular client possibly got down payment assistance, that may have been the only program that lender signed up for.
So share with me, Mark, on your website. I know you have different scenarios where if anybody wants any information, like maybe who the lenders are.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so rather than to call around a whole bunch of lenders, they do know about this program, so they click on the lender. Will that also show the type of programs that they have? Just
the on our website. Yes, if you go in there and click on the link for participating lenders,
yes,
it will show you which lenders carry which programs.
Great. Okay.
And there's a phone number listed there. It's usually at the phone number to their main office. Like Fairway has several offices throughout central Indiana, actually throughout Indiana.
Okay.
So you'll get a number. It may be the number in Fort Wayne where their main office is or wherever their main office is. But then they'll, if you're calling from New Albany or something down south, Fairway will refer that caller to the nearest office to them to work
okay.
with.
That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good to know. Okay. I know I had a customer.
Affordable home.
Yeah, affordable home.
Affordable home, yes. That is another product. It's similar to H2O in that it's funded through bond dollars. So it's an FHA product only. So you have to go FHA if you use that product. And it's really kind of a straightforward product. It's not real snazzy, if you will, but what it does offer to the home buyer is a below market interest rate. So if they use affordable home, yesterday the rate was 3.875, which is going to be, I think, almost the lowest rate you can find out there. Maybe a few points below. But it's a great product. You have to be a first-time home buyer to use it. And like I said, you have to go FHA. You cannot put the MCC with it, which is what we've been talking about. And there's no down payment assistance that comes with it. But if they just need a low rate to be able to get into maybe a dream house that they've been driving past on their way home from work or something for the last 3 months, and it comes on the market, and the only way they can afford it is with a really low interest rate.
Right.
Could be the product to use.
Yeah, I've had that a couple of times with a client that were absolutely, I don't want to say anal, but yes, anal about that payment. And single mother, I mean, so she knew exactly what she could do and what she wanted to do. And she used that program and was very happy about it. Very happy about it. It makes the difference in the monthly payment. What, Di?
A lot.
Okay, a lot. So we'll leave it at that. But, obviously, that my, negotiating help help the seller pay closing costs. But she had no qualms with that whatsoever. In fact, she vacillated a couple of times with Diana about it. But sure enough, she went on, she decided to do that. And then there's sometimes where people decide, okay, now really let me look at this picture. Can I keep this money to buy some furniture cash and then decide I'm going to get that down payment assistance? But it's so fantastic that these options are available.
That I think is the main thing, and I also think that for the consumers, you will not see advertisements on TV for these programs.
That's why we're trying to share.
Yeah, and it's always been that way, So another reason why Home and Finance brings you this information, partners like Mark and Indiana Housing, as you well know that we have spoken about Indiana Housing for the last 15 years, because we want you to know that if you are a first-time home buyer, that there are benefits out there. And let me warn you, too. If you are talking to a lender who tries to discourage you from these programs, Indiana Housing programs, by telling you certain things, that you have to pay back some exorbitant amount of money or anything like that, it's 9 chances out of 10 it's because they don't offer the program. If they do, they don't know it. It might be on their product sheet, but they are not the person that promotes it. 9 chances out of 10 is because they don't offer it. And so you could very well be, I don't care how nice they are and how professional they sound, you may be being manipulated. So that's the only other thing I would really warn you against, because if you are eligible for, and let me just say this, with Indiana Housing programs, many times for the programs that are actual loan products, you have to have a 660 score on the FHA products.
That's right.
That's
660.
right, 660. But for MCC, this is the program where you could be getting this 20% tax credit, which I kind of refer to as a rebate just because I think people understand that a little better. That goes with any program. That goes with any program. I mean, you could, if I've got a borrower with a 600 credit score and we're doing the loan, I can also add MCC, first time home buyer, to that loan. So that feature can be added to any mortgage loan program as long as
it's a conforming loan.
Conforming loan.
That's important.
And the lender is approved to offer the MCC.
And one thing, too, has always been a burr for me is when buyers are talking to their lenders and they're asking, well, what do you have for first home buyers? And again, like Diana said, they will tell you this or tell you that. But when they tell you, well, FHA is normally the first home buyers program, like you're getting something different, because you're a first home buyer and you're using FHA.
And you only have to pay 3.5% down.
Don't buy it. Don't buy that. And more importantly, when you're talking about the 3.5%, for FHA, understand that's around the country.
Yes.
Okay, so I say that to say is that, I always talk about the Today Show because that's what I watch. But you get the real estate gurus on, and they're telling you, 20%
down.
And I have a niece that was on the East Coast. She was buying her first home, and she says, Aunt Janis, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that, and I'll have my 20%, in January. Well, I know that she's a single mother, just adopted a child and knew the circumstances. And again, one of the great things about it, I knew that the housing authority is around the country. So I found Pennsylvania Housing Authority,
right?
Hooked her up, and she got hooked up, and got her down payment assistance. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you guys, hey, this is great. I mean, this is great. But that's what she had in her head, 20%.
Absolutely.
Because what you hear.
We do have 20%.
And Diana, real quickly, one of the things I always get excited about, when, again, Mark, you mentioned the affordable product and what have you. But if you do need to come up with your own down payment for whatever reason, Diana has shared with you many times that with many customers, it only takes 6 months.
Yeah, at the most.
At the most.
And for those of you who are potentially getting back tax refund money, this is the ideal time to use that money if you need to provide your own down payment. Now, if you don't need to provide your own down payment, if you qualify for down payment assistance, then you've got that money as a cushion, to fall back on later.
Absolutely.
But, keep in mind that rent is going up. I've got a statistic here that says many people, over 40%, it says gross rent as a percentage of household income. This is for African Americans. 30% or more, or actually it's 59.2% of us pay more than 30% of our gross monthly income out in rent. Okay, 59.2 of us. And 30% is that ideal space, you guys, where it's considered a comfortable space. If your rent or housing expense doesn't exceed 30%, that's a comfortable space. But we're talking rent here. And we know rent can go up every year or every so often. So again, it may not be your dream home, even your first home. It may be, again, stabilizing your monthly expense, building wealth, silent wealth. Silent wealth is you've been buying this house forever, but you're really not keeping track with what's going on in those wonderful neighborhoods that Janis just talked about. And maybe you paid $30,000 or $40,000, and wouldn't you be absolutely delighted to know that your house is now worth $80,000 or $120,000. So these are the kinds of things that happen when you are a homeowner. So again, whether it's this year, next year, or the following year, definitely, if homeownership is something you would like to aspire to, definitely make it your goal and definitely call us so that we can assist. We have Anonymous on the line. Thank you for calling us, Anonymous. Please go ahead with your comment or question.
Hi, thank you for being on the radio and sharing so much information with everyone.
Thank you.
I have a young adult. She's 22, and she's renting, but I would like her to get into a home instead of keep renting. So do you offer classes for young adults to prepare them for their first home, to help them to understand the benefits buying a house and like some of those perks of helping out with the down payment and things like that.
Yes.
We would recommend the Indianapolis Neighborhood Housing Partnership, INHP. They have a wonderful homebuyer education class. Okay, and I would contact them for you if I were you for your daughter and get her involved in that. And they're going to go through. They just have a wonderful program.
It is.
And when
it's
she emerges from that, I think she will be pretty educated. And then from there, she can be matched with a counselor if she wants to go ahead and continue to pursue it. But if nothing else for right now, if she just wants, the education, outstanding program.
Okay.
And one of the things, go ahead, Mark.
I was just going to add too, and that is a great program. I don't want to, give any impression that it's not. But we also offer a program that homebuyer can take webinar classes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it's called Framework. You can find it through our website.
It's good to know.
That is offered to potential homebuyers. You do not have to take it to use our products, but we do highly encourage homebuyers, especially first-time homebuyers, to take it as well. And if they use our down payment assistance programs, either the Next Home or the H2O program, we will reimburse them the $75 cost for the framework course that we offer.
Excellent.
Can't get any better than that.
And your daughter might be more inclined to take that because she's younger.
Exactly. And one of the things, too, is just as she goes through either program, if it would be very helpful if she or you choose to work with one of us, because sometimes you get lost in the system and they might give you to another lender or might give you to another realtor. If that's something that you do want us to work with them, we have to make sure that we know that up front. Okay, and thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for calling the Home and Finance Show. Go ahead with your question or comment, Anonymous.
Yes, and this is kind of off the subject a little bit of what you're talking about, and I don't know whether you could answer this type of legal question or not. If a person was moving out and he's going into another marriage situation and he would like to let his grandchild have his home, and so you're getting it refinanced and something like that, are you allowed to do that, or do you say that if you refinance and if you rent, you cannot rent because they don't want you to rent or refund or try to sell your home if you refinance? But if you're just letting your kids have the home to live in, is that legal, or am I asking too legal of a question for you to answer today?
Okay, so you're wanting to, it's your grandchild, right? You're wanting to, in essence, you want to give your grandchild the house. Is that right?
Basically, kind of like that, yes, ma'am.
Okay, is the grandchild of legal age?
Yes, 27.
27. I think that's real legal. Something to consider, and if you have my number, you can always call me, but something to consider is just selling that property to your grandchild and gifting them their down payment and gifting them their closing costs. In essence, it is you're selling, because that whole refinancing thing is a whole nother duck. Mm-hmm. That keeps you in ownership. If you want to stay in ownership, I mean, that may be an option. You may want to refinance, and I would have to talk with you thoroughly about that so we know exactly what you're trying to accomplish through the refinance.
I see, and then that would be something that I would have to try to make an appointment and talk to you one-on-one.
Just on the phone. You can call me on the phone. We can talk over the phone.
And your number?
Talk over the phone?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have my number? 317-402-5555.
Okay, 402. That's always 317.
402.
5555.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And your hours, ma'am?
Whenever you call. Those are my hours. Okay?
All right, then.
Thanks for calling. We appreciate it.
So much. I just don't want to, I want her to have it. I don't want to get in no trouble.
Right.
I don't want to
do it the right way.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I do
Good
want
thinking.
her to have it. And the lady that I'm going to be with, we want to get another home, but what? Just one last question: is she eligible for a first-time buyer?
Yeah. She's never owned a home before, right?
Never owned a home before. Don't have no credit. That's what she's so upset about. So, Papa, I don't have no credit. What can I do?
You just call that number we just gave you, and
all right.
I will help her.
I think the goal will be taken care of.
Okay, because she's never bought a car or anything in her life.
Okay.
We can help her.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you so
Thank you.
much.
You are
Thank
welcome.
you again.
Have a great day.
All righty.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Before we end the show, we want to remind you again to go to our website, Home and Finance, www.homeandfinance.com, and click on the contest graphic on the homepage and take a simple 5-question survey. And this is going to enter you into a $100 gift certificate for Hyde Park Steakhouse in downtown Indianapolis. Now, the deadline for the entries are noon Friday, February the 10th. So with that, I think we're having to wind up, are we? No, we've got 3 more minutes. Fantastic.
3 minutes, yes. Go ahead.
Real quickly, Mark, Indiana Housing also, you shared all about the homeownership programs, but some of this website was really great about home ownership classes, but some of the other programs that the Community Development Authority has, such as repairs to homes they have, and we kind of go over a couple of them and just give everybody a main number.
Yeah, let me. Like I said, I'm in the home ownership department, so that's the thrust of what I do and what I'm most knowledgeable about. But we do have within the housing agency, we have an energy assistance program. It's called LIHEAP. May not need it on a day like today with today's temperatures, but I'm sure we'll get cold again before spring comes. But that helps people who might be struggling with their paying their energy bills, their heating costs, and things like that. So it's a good program. I'm somewhat familiar from that, referring people to that from a previous position that I held. But we also have foreclosure prevention programs. So if someone's out there, maybe they've unfortunately lost a job or something, or medical conditions came up where they're just having struggles with paying their mortgage. We have a program there that people can call our office and get some help on that and some guidance, and that's a great help. I know they've been that was created in the aftermath of the mortgage crisis back in the
the collapse,
late 80s, or 2008 and 7. But yeah, there's a lot of different things we do, all related to housing. We have Section 8 department is housed there. We do some programs with community loans for larger entity organizations that want to kind of build community and maybe some more public kind of housing. So there's just a lot there. We try to help seniors in their housing situation as well. So if there's questions about that, they can call our office. The direct number is 317-232-7777. And that will get...
You want to repeat the number again?
Sure. It's 317-232-7777.
Fantastic. Well, looks like we probably need to wrap it up. Diana, you have any parting words?
Oh, no, I don't. I want to thank you, Mark, very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for
joining us.
Absolutely.
We love you guys and just really appreciate all the great information that you shared. For the listeners, as you've heard about all of the different programs, I do want you to know that I do offer them. We are one of the entities, and I've worked for everybody. I can tell you firsthand, we're one of the entities that offers all of the Indiana housing programs. We do not pick and choose. So if you do have questions from a lender's perspective, feel free to give me a call, or you can visit the website, and there are lender participants located there. If you're interested in pre-approval, refinancing to lower rate, refinancing to make home improvements, if you're building new, any of those, and you need to get approved by a lender or want to talk about that process, you can reach me at 317-402-5555 or visit my website, www.loanswithdiana, that's DIANA.com.
And I'm Janis Bradley, your real estate consultant. I can help you with for sale by owners. If you see a house that you might be interested in and it has a for sale by owner, call me. Don't call them. I can help you with new construction. I can also help you with trying to find your new home or your next home.
Or your dream home.
Or new construction. And also, one of the things we really want to hit on, we're finding lately that a lot of people are wanting to buy the homes that they're renting.
Yes.
So, you do need a purchase agreement still to present to the lender, but I do that also. And quite frankly, it's something that you really need, and you need to consider keep the main thing the main thing. You may not even be aware of what the payments may run, just simply because there's no homestead exemptions on that particular property. So again, these kind of things we can help you with. You can reach me at 317-590-7348, and we'll see you soon.
You've been listening to Home and Finance with your hosts, Diana Rice-Wilkerson and Janis Bradley. For more straight talk about financing a home and insider information about buying a home, listen next Saturday at 1 p.m. or call 402-5555. That's 402-5555.
The proceeding was a paid program.